Hi there, Victor Mwansa here, and welcome you all to today's lesson where we are going to be solving the 2017 mathematics paper for grade 7. And I would love it if you would stay tuned and let's revise mathematics 2017 paper for grade 7 so that you can attain your desired results at your grade 7 exams. And so follow me closely as we begin to solve. The first question in the 2017 paper said, question number one was, we should be able to solve 731, 479 plus 145, 832. So it was requiring us to add 731,479 plus 145,332. So to straight away solve that one, what was required of us, okay, to get to solve it in that way, 731, 479 plus 145, 832, and you do your addition. 9 plus 2 there, 11, so 1 carry a 1. 7 plus 3 is 10, plus the remainder 1, you have 11, so 1 carry another 1. 4 plus 8 is 12, 12 plus 1, 13, so 3 carry 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1, you have 7. 3 plus 4, 7. 7 plus 1, you have 8. And that becomes your answer. And if we look at our multiple choice which we have been given, A has 876,201. B had 876,211. C had 877,301 and D had 877,311. And so in this case, we conclude that our answer for number 1 was D. Okay, question number 2 reads, given that set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, and 4, and set B is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11, list elements of A intersection B. So we know we've been given our set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. And our set B is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. And so we've been asked to find A intersection B. So now, one thing that we know about this intersection is that an intersection represents the elements that are in both sets. So in this particular case, if we talk about the intersection of A and B, we're talking about elements which are going to be found in set A and they are also found in set B. So to have our intersection set there, so what we are going to do is we are going to see what is it that A has which is also in set B. So 1 is there, so 1, comma, 2, set A has 2, there's no 2 in set B, so we leave it out. 3 there, and we have 3 in set B, so we indicate our 3. 4 in set A, set B has no 4, and that's the end of the elements in set A. And so whatever elements are remaining in set B, they are not in set A. So we are going to conclude that this is our answer in that particular way, 1, 3. or if you like, you would quickly come up with a simple Venn diagram to be able to know which one is the intersection. So to come up with a Venn diagram, we draw our rectangle in that particular way. After we draw our rectangle, we indicate two sets. We indicate two sets in that way. So we have set A and we have set B. So first and foremost, what is common is A there, 1 and 1. So 1 goes there on the intersection and 3 goes on the intersection. Then 2 just goes there, 2. And you have 4 that just goes in there. And then B now, if you take away this and that, we only remain with 5, 7, 9, 11. And our intersection will still be that right there. And it is exactly what we found there. And if we look at the multiple choice, which we had in question 2A, set A, option A was 1,3, option B was 1,3,5, option C was 1,2,3, and option D was 1,2,3,4. And so our answer for question number 2 was A. So A is what has to be shaded. Question number 3 gives us a graph there. We have the vertical axis being able to show us the bags of beans, which we can also call the y-axis, and we have the horizontal line in that particular, which is also the x-axis, being able to show us the number of days. So the question in question number 3 reads, the graph below shows the number of bags of beans sold by a man in 5 days. Sold by a man in 5 days. Now the question states, on which day did the man sell the highest number of bags of beans? On which day did the man sell the highest number of bags of beans? So is it on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, or on Friday? Alright, so is it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday? So looking at the graphs, we can be able to tell that on Monday, this man had only sold 5 bags of beans. He only had sold 5 bags of beans. And on Tuesday, this man sold 25 bags of beans. On Wednesday, this man sold 15 bags of beans. On Thursday, this man sold 20 bags of beans. And on Friday, this man sold 10 bags of beans. So on which day did he sell the highest number of bags? So automatically it becomes Tuesday, and our answer for question number 3 would be B. So question number 3, our answer would go for B. So let's quickly go to number 4. Question number 4 says, if x plus 15 is equal to 20, then x equals, so we're saying if x plus 15 is equal to 20, then x equals, meaning they want us to be able to find the value of x. So to find the value of x there, this is an equation. So for us to find the value of x, we're going to say x equals, let's group the like terms. So x equals 20. The 15 crosses the equal sign, and because it was positive 15, it becomes negative 15. And so x is equal to 20, take away 15, we have our 5. Therefore, this shows that the value of x is 5. The value of x is 5. Alright, we go to question number 5. Question number 5. Question number 5, there they've given us 787,056, and they tell us take away 451,8 828 there. So they want us to subtract 787,056 minus 451,828. They want us to subtract. So we begin our subtraction. 6 take away 8, it can't. So we borrow a 1 from 5 and the 5 remains 4. That becomes a 16. 16 take away 8, you get your 8. 4 take away 2, you get your 2. 0 take away 8, it can't. So you borrow another 1 from 7. 7 remains as 6. That becomes a 10. 10 take away 2, it gives you 2. 6 take away 1, you have 5. 8 take away 5, you have 3. And 7 take away 4, you have 3. So your answer there becomes 335,228, which indicates to us that our answer, if we look at the multiple choice we know we've been taught A is 336,238, B is 336,228, C is 335,238, and D says 335,228 as option D. However, our answer matches with what we have on option D. So our answer for number 5 was D. So D was our answer for option number 5. Question number 6. Question number 6 reads, what is the next number in the sequence below? What is the next number in the sequence below? And so every time you have a question on sequences, one of the things that you're supposed to do is for you to be able to know what pattern was being followed for them to get the next number. So if you look at this pattern, I'll be able to mention that I see it that they were dividing by 2. 128 divided by 2 gives you 64. 64 divided by 2 gives you 32. 32 divided by 2 gives you 16. And 16 divided by 2 should give you 8 in that particular way. And we see option A being 10, option B being 8, option C being 4, and option D being 2. And therefore, our answer for question number 6 was B. So let's go to number 7. The question on number 7 says, our question number 7 says, a grade 7 learner got 16 marks out of 20 in mathematics. Convert the marks to a percentage. So this is quite easy. You just say, okay, this person got 16 out of 20. So 16 out of 20, how do you make that a percentage? Multiply by 100. You can even do over 1 if you like. So you can see what is common from the diagonals. You can say 0 and 0 is common. Then you can say 116 times 10, you get 160 over 2. So 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 16 is 8. So we're looking at our answer being 80. Then you add percentage in that particular way. And when we look at our options that we have, we know that our A is 80%, B is 8%, C is 0.8%, and D is 0.08%. So our answer for number 7 was literally A, which was 80%. Okay, now we go to question number 8. So question number 8 says, look at the diagram below. So that's a diagram that we are looking at. So the mapping shown is A. The mapping shown in this diagram is A. So what you notice is you have 4 being mapped to 4, 12 mapped to 4, 20 mapped to 4, and without any doubt, okay, we have our multiples choice which says A is 1 to 1. This is not 1 to 1. Okay, B, you have 1 to 3, 1 to 3, which is wrong. C is 1 to many, which is wrong, and D is many to 1, which is correct. So you have many numbers here which are being mapped to one number, and our answer was D, which is many to 1. So our mapping is a many to 1. Question number 9. Question number 9, quickly. Question number 1 says we've been given 120.542 plus 48.78. 48.78. So we should be able to add those decimal numbers. So that's our decimal number. So we are going to rearrange it in this order. 0.542. So we make sure that the decimal point is aligned in that way. So you have 7, 8, then 4, then 8, 4. Then you do your plus sign and there, so just put a 0 there. So 2 plus 0, you get 2. 4 plus 8, you get 12. So 2 carry 1. 1 plus 5, 6. 6 plus 7, you get 13. So 3 carry 1. So the point has to be aligned in the same line in that way. Remember there is a 1 you've carried. 0 plus 8 is 8 plus 1. You have a 9. 2 plus 4 is 6. 1 plus 0 there, you get a 1. And that becomes your answer. Do we have that answer on our multiple choice? Our A is 169.322, which is the answer that we are looking for. So I won't read the other multiples. I'll just, to save time, we'll just end on this same one. So our answer for number 9 is A. Question number 10 says, what are the prime factors of 15? What are the prime factors of 15? So question number 10, we are trying to find the prime factors. So we're looking at the prime factors of 15. So first and foremost, let's come up with the factors of 15. So if we have our 15 there, we can say the factors of 15 are 1, comma. So when we say factors, maybe just so that we're on the same page, when we are first going to find the factors of 15, so factors are numbers which can go into another number without leaving a remainder. So we have 1, comma, we have 3, we have 5, and we have 15 itself as the factors of 15. Now, the question on number 10 requires us that we be able to find the prime factors. So among the factors that we've been able to find, we should be able to pick the numbers that are factors of 15 at the same time they are prime numbers. So if we talk about prime factors, we are talking about factors of a given number which are prime numbers. So the prime numbers out of the factors which we have are 3 and 5. So the prime factors which we are looking for is 3, 5. As our answer in that particular way, it's 3 and 5. 3 and 5. And when we look at our answer, we have A being 2 and 3, which is wrong. Our B says 2 and 5, which is wrong because 2 is not a factor of 15. Then C says 3 and 5. So our answer there is C. We've been able to find our answer as C, so it's matching. So we end there we go to question number 11. Question number 11 says, find the perimeter of a triangular field measuring 125 meters by 100 meters by 75 meters. So we are looking at a triangular field. So if we had to come up with something like a field, so a field is triangular, meaning it has a triangular shape in that particular way, and one side is let me say 125 meters, and then the other side of this triangular field is 100 meters, and the other side is 75 meters. So now the question is, what is the perimeter of this field? Now, first and foremost, for you to be able to find the perimeter of a given field, one of the things that you really have to pay attention to is you have to know what is a perimeter. What is a perimeter? So a perimeter is the distance around a given shape. The distance around a given shape. So for us to be able to find our perimeter, we are going to say 125 meters plus the 100 meters plus the 75 meters. Alright, so we have that. So we do our addition there. 5 plus 0, 0 plus 5, 10. So 0 carry 1. 2 plus 0, 2 plus 7, 9 plus 1, 0 carry 1. So 1 plus 1, 2 plus the remainder 1, 3. So you have 3 there, and our answer becomes 300 meters. Our answer becomes 300 meters, and 300 meters, we see it that it's the answer that immediately comes up on option A. So our answer for question number 11 was A. Alright, so we quickly rush to question number 12 so that we can finish as soon as possible. Question number 12 reads, a watermelon was cut into equal pieces. So as I am reading, you can be able to follow through the questions which are on my left side there. Question number 12 says, a watermelon was cut into 7 equal pieces. If 4 pieces were eaten, what fraction of the watermelon were remaining? If 4 pieces were eaten, what fraction of the watermelon were eaten? So this watermelon had 7 pieces and 4 have been eaten. So which means that 3 pieces remain out of the 7. So the fraction that remains is 3 over 7. So that immediately becomes our answer, 3 over 7. And if we go through our multiple choice, A says 4 over 7, B says 3 over 7. And that's what we found, 3 over 7. So our answer for question number 12 is B. Our answer for question number 12 is B. Alright, so now question number 13. So the question says, look at the shape below. So this is the shape that we are looking at. So look at the shape below and answer the question, how many lines of symmetry has the shape? How many lines of symmetry has the shape? So when we talk about lines of symmetry, what do we exactly mean? So a line of symmetry is a line which is able to cut a given shape into 2 equal parts. I will say that again. A line of symmetry is a line which is able to cut the shape into 2 equal parts. Any given shape, when it is cut into equal parts, that line which cuts it into 2 equal parts is called the line of symmetry. So if we look at this one, we can say it has 2 lines of symmetry because you can only cut it right on the middle in that way, and you can also cut it right there too. So you can either fold it in this way and that way to that way. So we can say it has 2 lines of symmetry, and that answer came as option C. So number 13, our answer was C. So question number 14. Question number 14 says, express 3 over 4 as a percentage. So we are going to express 3 over 4 as a percentage according to the question. So it says express 3 over 4 as a percentage. So for you to express a given fraction into a percentage, we remember that we have to multiply what we are given by 100. The given fraction by 100. So we multiply by 100, and we can even put an over 1 there. And so you say 3 times 100, it gives you 300 over 4 times 1, it gives you a 4. So now you're going to ask yourself a question: how many times can 4 go into 300? So to make things easier, we can say 4 there, 1. 4 into 30, it goes there how many times? Can anyone mention how many times? Okay, so 4 into 30, it goes there 7 times. It goes there 7 times. Remember a 2. So this 4 times a 7 gives us 28, which means that there's a 2 that remains. So we have a 20 there. So 4 into 20, it goes there 5 times, which gives us the answer 75. And because we are finding a percentage, remember to add percentage there as our answer. And if you look at our multiple choice there, we have A being 7, 50%, B being 75. So the answer for question 14 was B. Answering question number 15, it says in Hindu Arabic numerals, the Roman numeral, so this is Roman numeral, considering the Roman numeral XL, XXIV can be written as in Hindu Arabic numeral. That Roman numeral can be written as, so firstly, for us to be able to find that, we know that this is a 50, so we can say this is a 50 plus x being a 10 plus x being another 10, IV being a 4. So if a small letter in that way is in front of a bigger one, it's subtraction. So it's 1 take away, 5 take away 1, which gives us a 4 in that way. So 50 plus 10, 60, plus another 10, 70, plus 4, it gives us 74. And if we look at our multiple choice, we have A being 54, B being 64, C being 74, and therefore our answer for number 15 is C. Let's go to number 18. Number 16. Number 16, and I am reading number 16. Find the mode of 5, 8, 6, 5, 7, 6, 5, and 7. Find the mode of 5, 8, 6, 5, 7, 6, 5, and 7. So if we talk about the word mode, what does it mean according to statistics? So when we talk about the mode, the term mode, we are referring to the number which is repeated the most. The mode refers to the number which is repeated the most. So 5 appears 3 times, 6 appears 2 times, 7 appears 2 times, and 8 appears 1 time. So our mode in this case is going to be 5. Our mode is going to be 5, and that comes as option D. So our answer for question 16 was D. Question number 17. Question 17 reads, a trader bought cooking oil at 63 kwacha and sold it at 49 kwacha. What was the loss? What was the loss? So we see cooking oil being bought at 63 kwacha, and we see the cooking oil being sold at 49 kwacha. what is the loss? To find the loss, we simply subtract. So our loss there is going to be equal to the cost price minus the selling price. So we are looking at 63 kwacha, take away 49 kwacha, and once we subtract that 63 take away 49 kwacha, we have 4. So 3, 13 take away 9 is 4, and okay, so we have a 14 kwacha in that way as our answer. We have a 14 kwacha as our answer, and 14 kwacha came as D. 14 kwacha came as D. So that becomes our answer for question number 7. So we go to question number 18 now. Question number 18. List the set A union B in the Venn diagram below. So we have our Venn diagram being shown here, and we are being asked to list. We are being asked to list A union B. So A union B means everything that is in the set under consideration. So we are considering A and B, so we are covering whatever is in here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as our A union B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as our elements in A union B, and that came as C. That came as C. So question number 18, the answer was C. Quickly, we do question number 19. Question number 19. Question number 19 says, change 4 over 5 as a decimal fraction. Change 4 over 5 as a decimal fraction. So 4 over 5 as a decimal fraction, we have 4 over 5 there. And so what we are going to do, we are going to convert this fraction into a decimal number. That is what is expected of us. So we do 5 into 4 equals 0 times. Put a point at the 0. 5 into 40, it goes there 8 times without remainder. So that becomes our answer. And if you look at our multiple choice for question 19, we have 0.8 coming as option A. And so A was the answer for question number 19. So question number 20. Question number 20 said, express 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 in index form. Express 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 in index form. So in index form, what it means is you are going to say 6, and then you count how many times is 6 repeated, or how many times is 6 multiplied by itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you put to the power there 5. So this is a power, or it is an index. So this is the index form, 6 to the power 5. And so when we look at our option there, we see that came as an answer on D. And that D becomes our answer for question number 20. We go to question number 21. Question number 21. Question number 21 says, express the ratio 8 meters to 800 meters in its lowest terms. Express the ratio 8 meters to 800 meters in its lowest terms. So to do that, we need to make sure that we reduce these numbers to a level where there is no any other number that can go into both of them without leaving a remainder. And so to do that, we can simply say 8 into 8 is 1, and 8 into 800 there is 100, and that becomes our answer as the ratio in its simplest term. So this is the same thing which can be written as 1 to 100, and we see that coming up as C. It's coming up as C. So our answer for question 21 was C. Our answer for question 21 was C. We go to question 22. Question 22. Question 22. Question 22 says arrange the. Question 22 says convert 0.25 as a percentage. So we have 0.25. Convert that into a percentage. So to convert this into a percentage, we simply put the 25 there, forget the 0 and the point, and say over. How many decimal places are there? We have 1, 2. So it should be 1, then 1, 2. So these two zeros represent the two decimal places there. So that is a percentage, or that's a fraction. So this fraction can now be multiplied by 100, and so what you notice is 100 and 100 will cancel each other, so we remain with the 25 as our percentage in that way. Or if you do not want to use this method, you can just simply move it from this point where you have it like that. You just say 0.25 times 100. So this, because I'm multiplying by 100, it will make this decimal point to move from 1 and it will end there, which will still give us 25 as a percentage in that way. And if we look at our multiple choice, we see 25% coming as option C. So our answer for question number 22 was C. Our answer for question 22 was C. Question number 23 says, which of the following numbers are factors of 12? Which of the following numbers are factors of 12? So we are considering 12 and we are trying to find the factors of 12. And remember, we had defined factors as numbers that can go into another number without giving a remainder. And so we have 12 there. So what numbers can go in 12 without leaving a remainder? So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 6, and we have 12 itself. So these numbers that we've mentioned, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12, are the factors of 12. And if we look at our multiple choice which we have our A having 12, 24, 36, 48, 50. Okay, we're rushing quickly. We'll just say D was our answer, which had 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12 itself. So our answer for 23 was D. Alright, we go to question 24. Question number 24 says, divide 175 by 25. Divide 175 by 25. So to get our answer there, if you like, we can easily just do a division in that way. 175 by 25. And so we're going to say 25 into 175. 25 into 175. We see that going there 7 times. So 7 times 25, it gives you 175. So subtract and then you get your zeros there, giving us the answer 7. So 175 divided by 7, it goes there 7 times, and 7 was represented on option B. So we can simply say our answer for 24 was B. Our answer for 24 was B. We go to question 25. Question number 25 said, which of the following statement is correct? which of the following statement is correct. Statement A, positive 4 is less than negative 5. Positive 4 is less than negative 5. True or false? False. B. B says negative 11 is greater than positive 21. Negative 11 is greater than 21. That is also false. So that is false. That is false. C says positive 6 is less than negative 23. Positive 6 is less than negative 23. That is false. And the last option says positive 3 is greater than negative 7. Positive 3 is greater than negative 7. And this becomes the correct answer. This is so true. So 25, the answer was D. Question 25, the answer was D. 26. 26, the question reads, in a certain year, Mrs. Chongo produced 10,000 bags of rice, while Mrs. Mubita produced 9,874 bags of rice. Calculate the difference between the number of rice produced. Calculate the difference between the number of rice produced. So when we hear the word difference, okay, on question 26, difference, the word difference means subtraction, okay? So difference means subtraction. So this is literally the same as that. So if the first person had produced 10,000 bags, and then the second person had produced 9,874 bags, what's the difference? So we introduce a subtraction sign there. So 0 take away 4, it cancels. Borrow a 1 from the far end, this means a 0. That becomes a 10. But again, you borrow 1, it becomes 9. This becomes a 10. Again, you borrow 1, so it becomes a 9. That becomes a 10. Borrow 1, it becomes a 9. And that becomes a 10. So 10 take away 4, 6. 9 take away 7, 2. 9 take away 8, 1. 9 take away 9, 0. And that's 0. So we have our answer being equal to 126 as the difference. And if we look at our option there, we have 126 coming up as option A. 126 coming up as option A. So our answer for question 26 was A. We go to question 27. Question 27. Question 27 says, arrange the Roman numerals below from the smallest to the largest. Arrange the Roman numerals below from the smallest to the largest. So we have the first one being DCV, then we have LXV, and then we have CDV. Alright, so these are the Roman numerals which we have, and the question requires us that we arrange them in an order which is from smallest to the largest. From smallest to the largest. So before we can arrange those Roman numerals, it is important that you and I are able to find what are these numbers in Arabic numeral which we are able to understand properly. So let's be able to translate that so that we can be able to know what we're dealing with. So DCV. D is 500 plus C being 100 plus V being 5. So we are seeing DCV in this particular case. DCV is equal to 605. So 500 plus 100, 600 plus 5, 5. Our next one is LXV. LXV. We know that our L, we know that our L is 50, our X is 10, and our V is 5. So plus 5 there. So we are looking at 50 plus 10, 60 plus 5, 65. And lastly, we have a C, D, V. So C is 100, which has come in front of a D, which is a 500. So this one simply means 500 take away 100, then plus the 5. So we are looking at 400 plus 5. And that CDV becomes 405. So let's arrange that in from the smallest to the largest. The smallest to the largest, it becomes LXV, comma, then this one, which is CDV, and then lastly we have that one as the last one, DCV. So that becomes our answer. And if we look at the odd options there that were given on question number 27, we have A being CDV, DCV, LXV. Then our B is DCV, CDV, LXV. Then our C is LXV, CDV, DCV, which is exactly what we find, and therefore we say the answer for question 27 was C. Therefore, C is the one that has to be shaded. C is the one which has to be shaded. I hope you are following through nicely. I'm not leaving anyone behind. I will be done very soon. Let's just stick a little longer. So we come to question 28. Question 28 says multiply 2.55 times 0.5. Multiply 2.55 times 0.5. So for us to be able to get that answer, what we do is, let's ignore the decimal places there. Let's ignore the decimal places. Let's just say 255 times, that is just more like 5. So 2 times 5, 25. So you write 5, remainder 2. 2 times 5 is another 25, plus 2, 27, so 7, remainder 2. 2 times 5 times 2 is 10, plus the remainder 2 is 12. So that becomes the answer. However, we remember that we had German decimal places 1, 2, 3. So we have to get back our decimal places here. So we count 1, 2, 3. And our answer becomes 1.275 after multiplying. And that answer was represented as option B. That answer was represented as option B. So we can safely say the answer for 28 was B. Question 29. Question 29 says, the marked angle on the clock face below is good. The marked angle on the clock face below is good. So we have this angle here. So you see pointing from 1 and there. So this angle is what we need to find. Is it a right angle? So A says right angle, B says obtuse angle, C says the acute angle, and D says a straight line angle. So for you to correctly be able to know what angle that is, you need to be able to know all these 4 angles which have been mentioned. The right angle, for instance. What is the right angle? The right angle is an angle which is equivalent to 90 degrees. What about B? It says an obtuse angle. An obtuse angle is an angle which is larger than 90 but less than 180. And we have C, which is acute angle. An acute angle is an angle which is less than 90 degrees. So an angle which is less than 90 degrees is known as an acute angle. So we can range it from 0 all the way to 89.9. That is still an acute angle. And so our answer for question 29 was C, to say it is an acute angle. Question 30. Question number 30 says, a bus takes 2 hours to cover a distance of 96 kilometers. A bus takes 2 hours to cover a distance of 96 kilometers. What is the average speed? What is the average speed? So quickly, we have been taught that a bus takes, we are in hours, we have 2 hours, and then it covers a distance, our distance being equal to 96 kilometers, 96 km. So this is time, let me say time. Okay, so we know that speed is equal to distance over time. So what is, the question wants us to find the average speed. So average speed is equal to distance over time, which is going to be equal to 96 over 2. 96 over 2. So 2 into 9 there, it's a 4. Remember 1, 2 into 16 is 8. So kilometers per hour. So we can simply say for question 30, our answer was B. Our answer was B for 30. Question 31 says, find 4 over 9 of 36. So question 31 says, find 4 over 9 of 36. So that is the same as 4 over 9 times 36, which can be over 1. You can say 9 there, 1, 9 there, 4. So you can say 4 times 4 is 16 over 1 times 1 is 1. Then 1 into 16 is still 16. So our answer is 16 there, and 16 was represented by option B. 16 was represented by option B. So our answer for 31 was B. So we go to 32 now. Question 32 reads, if 7 packets of salt cost 49 kwacha, what would be the cost of 13 packets of the same type of salt? If 7 packets of salt cost 49 kwacha, what will be the cost of 13 packets of the same type? So for us to be able to do that, there are 2 ways which I'm going to show you on how you can be able to do this. The first way, you simply say if 7 is equal to 49, then 13 will be equal to what? X. So we should remember this falls under the type, the topic proportions. It falls under the topic proportions. So to do that, we are going to cross multiply that. So you get 7x being equal to 13 times 49. 13 times 49, you get something like 637 in that way. So you do over 7 over 7. So cancel that, your x will be equal to 7 into 63 is 9. 7 into that is 1. So you have your x being equal to 91. Or the other method you can use, you can simply say if 7 is equal to 49, then what is the value of 1 packet of salt? So it should be equal to x. So cross multiply that gives you 7x being equal to 49. So you do over 7, cancel that, your x is equal to 7. So now you know that 1 packet is equal to 7. You can then say, for you to find the cost of 13 packets, it means you're going to do you're going to do 13 packets times the cost of 1, which would be able to give the same amount as 91 kwacha in that particular way. So our answer for question 32 was A. So 91 is represented by A, 91 kwacha. It is represented by A. Question 33 says, find the difference between, question 33, find the difference between 4.326 and 2.24. So find the difference, just do 4.326 take away 2.24. Then you put a 0 there. 6 take away 0 is 6. 2 take away 4 it can't. Borrow from that, it remains a 2. That becomes a 12. 12 take away 4 is 8. 2 take away 2, 0.4 minus 2, which is a 2. And our answer becomes 2.086. And that is represented by option D. So 33, our answer is D. Go to 34. 34. Question 34 says 25,000 kwacha was invested for 2 years at the rate of 4%. Calculate the simple interest. Calculate the simple interest. Question 34. Question 34 says 25,000 kwacha was invested for 2 years at the rate of 4% per annum. Calculate the simple interest. Calculate the simple interest. So you know that simple interest is equal to principal times rate times time over 100. So that is going to be, what is the principal? The principal is the amount of money which was invested. So we're talking about 25,000. So the principal is the amount of money that was invested or borrowed. So 25,000 times the rate. The rate it was 4%. The rate was 4% and the time was 2 years over 100. So we know that we can even do, okay, 25,000 times 4, we're talking about 50,000. Let me do all the other side. So 25,000 times 4, we're talking about 100,000. Then 100,000 times 2, we're talking about 200,000. So I can say this is now 200,000 over 100. So you can say cancel that. We're looking at our simple interest being equal to 2,000. After 2 years, we have 2,000 as our interest, 0.00. And so if we look at our multiple choice which we have, we notice that 2,000 is represented by option A. Option A. So we can easily say the answer that we have on question 34 was A, which is 2,000. Question 35 says, convert 242 base 5 to base 10. Convert 242 base 5 to base 10. So we're going to convert that number into base 10. So what we are considering here is the number 242, and all this is in base 5. So for us to be able to convert this number into base 10, what we're going to do is we're going to consider the place values. So the 2 is represented by 5 to the power 0. The 4 is represented by 5 to the power 1. And the other 2 is represented by 5 to the power 2. So let's go ahead and be able to find the answers. So do this and we say 2 multiplied by the value represented here. So this value over here is 1. The value there is 5 to the power 1 is 5 itself, and the value here is 5 to the power 2 is 25. Since 5 to the power 2 means 5 times 5, 25. 5, only 1, 5, so it's 5 itself. Then any number to the power 0 is 1. So you have 2 times 1, 4. Secondly there, we're going to say 4 times the value which is 5, and then 2 times the placed value which is 25. So this should be equal to 2, that should be equal to 20, 4 times 5 is 20, then 2 times 25 is 50, and we are going to add that. So 2 plus 0 is 2, 2 plus 7 is 7, and that is our answer in base 10. So it's no need to indicate base 10 there. As long as we see it like that, it shows that it's a base 10. So that's our answer. And when we look at our multiples on option on number 35, we see that our answer 72 was represented as option B. Therefore, our answer for 35 was B. When we go to 36, question 36 said, what is the average of 20 degrees, 38 degrees Celsius, 28 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Celsius, and 22 degrees Celsius? So we've been given 20 degrees Celsius, 38 degrees Celsius, 28 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Celsius, and 22 degrees Celsius. So we're going to add that. So if we say 20 plus 38 plus 28 plus 32 plus 22. So for us to be able to find the average, we are going to add all these numbers like we have said, and I'm going to say over what? Over the total numbers. How many were they? All the numbers we are adding, they were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we say over 5. So when you add 20 plus 38 plus 28 plus 32 plus 22, it gives us 140, which will still be over 5. So 5 there, 1, 5 into 4, it's a 2, remainder 4, 5 into 40, it's 8. So our average there is equal to 28 in that way. And when we look at the multiples which we had, 28 degrees Celsius, 28 degrees Celsius is represented as option C, So on question 36, the answer was C. We quickly go to 37, question 37. So question 37 required us to solve this fraction. It requires us to solve that addition fraction. So when we have a fraction like that, you quickly introduce the common denominator. So the common denominator of 2 and 5 is 10. So it's 2 into 10, it's 5. 5 times 1, it's still 5. Plus 5 into 10, 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So 5 plus 6 is 11 over 10. So 11 into 10 gives us 1, remember 1 over 10, and that becomes our answer. And when we look at our options there, we see that 1 over 10 came as option A. So we know that A was the answer for question 37. Alright, question 38 now. We're on 38. We are finishing very soon. Just hold on. So, question 38. Question 38 said, the mass of a piece of beef is 15.64 kg. Express this mass to one decimal place. So we have a mass being 15.64 kg, and they want us to express this number to one decimal place. They want us to express this number to one decimal place. So if we have our 15.64, to one decimal place, it's this one decimal place, because this whole number has two decimal places, which are 1, 2. Now they want us to remain with only one decimal place. So if we are going to do that, alright, we can see our 4 there becomes our round off figure, And for us to be able to round it off, we consider, is this number that is the round off figure below 5? And if it is below 5, then you just remove it without adding anything to this. But if the round off figure is 5 and above, it means you add 1 to this. But if we look at our question, we have a 4 there which is below 5. Therefore, the only thing we do is that we just cancel out that, and what we remain with is 15.6, we can say kg there, with one decimal place, in that particular way. Alright, so that's our answer for question 38, and it came as option C. So 38, we have C there as the answer. We go to 39. We go to question 39. Question 39 said, evaluate 5 to the power 3. 5 to the power 3 is what we are considering. So that if we expand it, we are talking about 5 times 5 times 5. And if we find the actual value of this, 5 times 5, 25, 25 times 5, it's 125. And that becomes our answer. And if we look at our multiple choice, 125 came as option B. Question number 40. Question number 40 says the shape below is A. And we have our multiple choice A being a square. Our B being a quadrilateral. Our C was saying the shape probably is a pentagon, and our D, the shape is hexagon. So this question, there's no calculation to be done there. You only have to know what a square is. A square is a shape with 4 sides, same 4 equal sides, and then a quadrilateral is a shape with 4 sides. A pentagon is a polygon with 5 sides, and a hexagon is a polygon with 6 sides. So how many sides does this polygon has? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Therefore, our answer is D on question 40. Question 41. 8/1/2 divided by 2/1/2. So let's convert that into an improper fraction. 8 times 2, 16 plus 1, 17/2, divided by 2 times 2, 4 plus 1, 5. So that will be 17/2 times 2/5. So the diagonals, 2 there, 1, 2 there, 1. 17 times 2 times 1, pardon me, gives us 17 over 1 times 5, which gives us 5. And our answer becomes 5 into 17 is 3, 2 over 5. That becomes our answer. And if you look at our multiple choice, that answer is represented as option C. As option C. So the answer for question 41 was C. We go to 42. Question 42. Question 42 says 8 boys can paint a hole in 6 hours. How many hours can 12 boys take to paint the same hole if they work at the same rate? I'll read that again. 8 boys can paint a hole in 6 hours. How many hours can 12 boys take to paint the same hole if they work at the same rate? If they work at the same rate. So now we are considering a situation where 8 boys are able to paint 8 boys are able to paint in 6 hours. 6 hours. And we also have we've been told that how many hours will it take if 12 boys paint. So how many hours will it take? We don't know how many hours it will take. That's what we want to find. So we've done this because this is indirect proportion. This is indirect proportion. So what we do, let's represent that box with x. We represent that box with x. So we can say 8 to 6 equals 12 to x, which is the same as 8 times 6, which is equal to 12 times x. So 8 times 6 there, what is 8 times 6? 8 times 6 gives us 48, which is equal to 12 times x is 12x. So we're going to say what we're looking for is the value of x, so we'll say over 12 and over 12 that other side as well. So 12 cancels there. So 12 there, 1. 12 into 48 is 4. It goes there 4 times. So let's continue from this other side. So we are saying 4 is equal to what? X, which is the same as x is equal to 4. So this 4, what is it? Is it number of people or hours? This is hours that we are looking for. So this tells us that 12 boys would take a less amount of time because they are many. It will take a less amount of time, which is going to be 4 hours, and the 4 hours was represented as option A. So our answer for question 42 was A. Question 43 says, find the value of 12 times open bracket 15 plus 5. So to solve that one, we have our 12 times, we deal with the brackets first. 15 plus 5 is 20. 12 times 20. 12 times 20, that gives us something like 240 as our answer. And if you look at our multiple choice, we find that our 240 was represented by A. Question 44. Question 44 says 105 people used a bus for a trip. 105 people used a bus for a trip. If the bus carried 35 people only at a time, how many trips did it make? How many trips did it make? So we can use direct proportion here. We've been told that 35 people would give us 1 trip. The one bus only carried 35 people. So let's say 35 people, that is 1 trip. So now what about 105 people? It will give us, we don't know, that's what we are looking for. So to get that, let's cross multiply. 35 times x gives us 35x being equal to 105 times 1, which is 105. So we say over 35 over 35. Cancel that. Our x will be equal to 35 there, 1, 35 there, 3. Our x is equal to 3. And 3 was represented as on option D. So D was our answer for question number 44. So we quickly go to 45, question 45. Question number 45 says multiply. So 45, we are multiplying 248 by 47. 248 by 47. So that one we simply do 248 by 47. 7 times 8, that gives us 56. So 5 or 6 carry a 5. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 5, 33. So 3 carry a 3. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 3, that's 17. 4 times 8, that is 32. So 2 carry a 3. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 3, that's 19. So 9 carry a 1. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 1, that's 9. And since we finished, we say add, then put a 0 there, placeholder, then complete it in that way. 6 plus 0 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. 7 plus 9 is 16, so 6 carry 1. 1 plus 1, 10, plus the remainder 1, we have that. So we have our answer being 11,650. 11,650, and that came as option D. Option D. So 45, our answer is D. Okay, having done that, we go to 46. 46, question 46 says, Mumbi bought a dress at 400 kwacha. She later sold it at 500 kwacha. Calculate her percentage profit. Calculate her percentage profit. So, for us to be able to calculate the percentage profit, first of all, we know that the cost price is equal to 400 kwacha. And we have our selling price being equal to 500 kwacha. Okay, what is the difference in the two? The difference in the two is 500 take away 400. We have something like 100 kwacha. Now, for us to be able to find the percentage profit, you should remember the formula. The formula of the percentage profit is, let's say, percentage profit. The formula would be the difference over the selling price, which is the original cost of the dress, times 100. So that should be equal to the difference being 100 over the cost price, which was a 400, times 100 for the percentage. So 0 there, 0, 0, 0. So that remains a 100 times 1 is equal to 100 over 4 times the over 1 there is 4. So 4 into 100 gives us 25%. And 25% is our answer. And 25% was represented as option B. We go to 47. Question 47 says, the shape of a water tank at Mrs. Whooper's farm is that of a cuboid. If its length, so this farm in the form of a cuboid has a length being equal to 14 meters, then has a breadth being equal to 12 meters, and it has a height being equal to 10 meters. What is, find the volume of the water tank. Find the volume of the water tank. So, first and foremost, remember the formula of volume. And the formula for finding volume is equal to L times B times H. So, L for length, which is 14, times breadth, which is 12, times 10, in that particular way. So when you multiply 14 times 12 and times 10, what we discover is our answer becomes 1,680. 1,680 meters cubic. Maybe you might ask yourself, how did I find 1,680? Well, you can simply multiply in that particular way to find the answer. So 2 times that is 8, 2 there. 2 times 4 is 1. Oh, sorry, pardon me. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. So add that, you get something like 8, 6, 1. So you get your answer there again, 168, and multiply it with the remaining 10. So 0 multiplied everything on top is that. 1 times 8 is 8, 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 1 is 1. So add that, you get 0, 8, 6, 1. And that's the exact answer that we found there. And that answer is represented on option A. So we have our answer for 47 being A. We go to 48. Question 48 says, a string which is 22.5 meters long is cut into smaller pieces, each measuring 2.25 meters. How many pieces of such length can be cut from the same string? So one of the things that we're able to see there according to the question, we are considering a string which is 22.5 meters and is being divided into shorter strings of 2.25 meters. So, how many of such strings can be cut from that length of the same string? So, simply there, I've put a division because one of the things that we can see is that they are simply asking us to be able to divide. So, if you are able to divide there, we are able to put 2.5 over 2.25. So let's first of all get rid of the decimal places. Let's forget about, let's be able to get rid of them so we divide properly. So we get the bottom number has 2 decimal places, while the one on top only has 1 decimal place. So we use this number of decimal places, which is 2, for us to be able to create 100. And so what you do down, also do up, you get 100 there, and that will give you 100 times 2, 22.5. So it moves the decimal place twice, 1, 2. So we'll have a 0 there. So we get something like 2250 over 100 times 2.25. So the decimal places will move twice again, 1, 2, which will give us something like 225 equal to, so 225 into the 225 there is 1 plus that 0 to makes it 10. So we have our 10 there being our answer. We have 10 there being our answer, and 10 will represent the number of pieces, which can be cut from that same string, and 10 pieces was represented as option A. So A was our answer for question 48. We go to 49. Question 49 says, round off 24,178 to the nearest 100. 24,178. 24,178. We are rounding this off to the nearest 100. To the nearest 100. Okay. So now let's consider the place values of this figure. So we have that being ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So we are rounding it off to the nearest 100. This is the nearest 100. So if this is the nearest 100, meaning our round off figure is 7 here. So 7 is a round off figure. So for us to be able to achieve that, this one will be ignored. It will be represented by a 0 on our answer. Then when we come to the round off figure, we're going to ask ourselves, is it 5 and above? If it's 5 and above, it will add a 1 to the 100 there. The value on the 100 place value. And if it's less than 5, then it means we ignore. But since it is 5 and above, or it's above 5, it means it gives 1 to this one. That will become a 2. And where the 7 was, we put the place value being 0. Then we continue with 4 and a 2 there. And the nearest 100 of that number becomes 24,200. 24,200. And 24,200 was represented by option C. So for question 49, the answer was C. Now we go to 50. Question 50 says, add 454 base 8 and 224 base 8. So we should add that in base 8. So before we even do anything, we know that our answer is going to be in base 8 too. So 4 plus 4 is 8. So now you can't write the 8 in there because according to base 8, the only values we are allowed to use are 0 to 7. We can't use 8 or anything above that. So this is 8. So what do? We are going to divide this 8 by 8 itself. So we are going to say, let me do this. So let me say 8. 8 is the answer we got. That's the answer. So we are dividing it by 8. So 8 into 8, that is 1. 8 into 8 is 1. Then remember what? The remainder is 0. There is no remainder. So the remainder is what we write in there. So the 1 we carry it. So 5 plus 2 is 7. Plus the remainder, or plus what we carried there, we carried a 1. So a 1 makes it 8 again. Again, we do the same. We put the 8 in there, and we have our 8, the base 8. So 8 into 8 is 1. So we have a 1, remainder 0 again. So the 0 is what we write, the remainder is what we indicate. And then this 1, the number of times that 8 goes into 8, becomes the value that we carry, so we give it to that one. So we say 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7, in that way. So 7 is less than 8, so we just put it there. So what we are able to see by what we have done right here is that 454 base 8 is plus 224 base 8. The answer is 700 base 8. That is our answer that was represented by option C, in our paper. Alright, so having done that, we quickly go to question number 51. Question 51. Question 51. Question 51 says the shape below is a net of a dash. The shape below, so this is the shape we are looking at. The shape below is a net of a dash. Is it A, the net of a cube, or B, the net of a cuboid, or C, the net of a rectangle, or D, the net of a square? So when you look at the way this shape looks, the correct answer which we are expected to be able to select was A. This shape represents the net of a cube. It represents the net of a cube. So we move on to question 53. Question 53 says express 18 as a product of its prime factors. Express 18 as a product of its prime factors. So we have 18 there and want to express 18 as a product of its prime factors. So what we do for that is let's get the factors of 18. First factor is 1, 2, then 3, then we have 6, then we have 9, and we have 18 itself. So among these factors, which ones are prime numbers? So we have 2 is a prime number and 3 is a prime number. So we need to use 2 and 3 to express 18 as a product of its prime factor. So for us, we can show 18 being equal to 2, okay, times 3, which will give us 6, times another 3. So this is 18 being shown as a product of its prime factors, and that was represented as option B. So 53, our answer there was represented by B. Question 54 gives us negative 3 plus positive 12. What is the value? So we can say, okay, we have negative 3. Positive times positive there is positive. Then we have a 12 being, okay, we have a 12 there. So negative 3 plus 12, the value is positive 9. The value is positive 9. So maybe the trick that you can use to help yourself with decimal numbers is this. You look at the signs that you have. You have a negative and a positive. So for you to know what sign your answer is going to have, you must know, okay, negative and a positive gives me negative, meaning subtract the values that you have. So you're going to say 12 minus 3 and you get 9. Then which sign do you use? You use the sign of the bigger number. You use the sign of a bigger number. So if we say negative and positive, they make negative. So subtract the 2 to give you 9. Then to get your sign, you get the sign of the bigger number. And in this case, sign of the bigger number is positive. So you have your positive in that particular way. In that answer on 54 was represented as option C. We go to question 55. Question 55 says, Mutale had 3,000 kwacha to spend. She bought 2 dresses at 500, 2 belts at 90 kwacha, a handbag at 250 kwacha, and a pair of shoes at 499 kwacha. How much money did she remain with? How much money did she remain with? So we're able to see that Mutale here had 3,000 kwacha. She bought 2 dresses at 500, 2 belts at 90, a handbag at 250, and shoes at 499 kwacha. So we can add her total expenditure there. And what we are going to see is 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 9 there. So we have our 9. When we have our 9, we say 3 plus 5, 9 plus 5 is 14. 14 plus 9, that should be 23. So you write your 3, carry 2. Then you add 5 plus 2, 7 plus 4, 11. 11 plus 7 that 2, 13. So you put your 13 there. So the total expenditure was 1,339. So we're going to carry this and we'll bring it up here. So what we're dealing with now, for us to find how much remained with, we subtract 3,000, take away our total expenditure, which was 1,339, and the answer that we are going to get after we subtract that is 1,661 kwacha, and that becomes our answer, and that was shown under option C. Option C. So option C was our answer. We go to 56. Alright, we are about to finish 56. 56 says, given that $1 is equal to 6 kwacha, what is the price in Zambian kwacha of a car costing $2,125? So we know we've been told that $1 is equal to, we know that $1 is equal to 6 kwacha. So what about $2,125? $2,125 is equal to what? Right, so let's begin now. So, okay, so that's what we're considering. So we have 1 to 6, and then we have 2, 1, 2, 5 to what we don't know. Cross multiply that, you have x being equal to 2,125 times 6. You get your answer being 12,750. So x would be 12,750. So the car would cost 12,750 in Zambian kwacha, and that was represented as option D. Option D. So our answer for question 56 was D. We go to question 57. Question 57. So under question 57, the graph below shows the amount of rainfall recorded at a certain town from Monday to Friday. I'll say that again. The graph below shows the amount of rainfall recorded at a certain town from Monday to Friday. So this is the graph. We have the y-axis showing us the rainfall in millimeters, and we have the horizontal axis showing us the days. Alright? So our question says, what is the difference between the highest and the lowest rainfall recorded? What is the difference between the highest and the lowest rainfall recorded? Alright, so for us to be able to answer, to find the difference, first and foremost, we need to know which one was there, on which day, or which one had the lowest amount of rainfall and which one was the highest amount of rainfall. So lowest, we can see, okay, this it represents 20, that represents 10, that represents 30, that represents 40, and that represents 50. So from that we can say the lowest amount of rainfall was 10 millimeters, and the highest rainfall was 50. The highest rainfall was 50, which was recorded 50 millimeters. So what is the difference? Difference means that we subtract. So there what they expect us to do, so to get a difference, we say the highest minus the lowest, which is 10. And our answer is going to be 40 in that way. And that becomes our answer. So 40 millimeters was represented by option B. Option B. Option B. Question 58 says solve the inequation. Question 58 says solve the inequation 4x plus 2 greater than 10. Solve the inequation 4x plus 2 greater than 10. So there we say 4x. Let's group the like terms, take it the other side, becomes 4x greater than 10. This becomes a negative. This was a positive 2. When it crosses the greater than symbol, it becomes a negative 2. So we have 4x greater than 10 minus 2, which is 8. So want the value of x, so we say over 4, cancel that. And x becomes greater than 4 there, 1, 4 there, 2. So we have 2 there, so it becomes greater than 2. And that becomes our answer. And that answer was shown as option A. So our answer was A. We go to 59. Question 59 says, find the circumference of the circle below. And the circle we have is this. Find the circumference of the circle below. So we have 7 centimeters there. And they have told us that use pi being 3.14. So find the circumference. Find the circumference. So circumference there is equal to, we have that as a diameter. So we say pi times d. So circumference is equal to our pi value being 3.14 times our 7. And if we multiply 3.14 times 7, we get 21.98. Circumference being equal to 21.98 centimeters. So our circumference is 21.98 centimeters, which was represented by option D. That was option D. And finally, we do our last question and we finish. Our last question says set V has 3 elements, 1, 2, and 3. How many subsets does it have? How many subsets does it have? So there are 2 ways that you can be able to find the number of subsets. There are 2 ways you can find the number of subsets. Way number 1 is to use the formula. So number of subsets is equal to 2 to the power n, which is equal to 2. Then n represents the number of elements, so to the power 3, which will be 2 times 2 times 2, which would say 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2 is 8. So this will be 8 subsets. However, if you don't want to use this method of finding the number of subsets, you can, well, just list everything. This is method 2. Let me put O. You can use now this thing that I have down here. You can say this is the original set. Let's make subsets out of that set. The first set would be 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've listed them all. Okay, now let's start combining them. 1, 2, 1, 3. Then the next one would be 2, 3. Then the next one would be the empty set. And the next one would be the set itself. 1, 2, 3. Let's count what we have now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are 8 subsets together. That would be your answer, and that was represented, if you look at our multiple choice on this question, that was represented as option B. So question 30, question 60, the answer was B. So this marks the end of our paper for 2017. Thank you so much for following through. We would surely want you to follow us even in our next video as we solve the next papers together, and make sure that you like the video, you subscribe, and you also share and also comment. Thank you so much.